I'm going to put on screen what Mauville City looked like in Generation 3, in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. It was a relatively small town, though one with plenty to see. A cycling shop, a game corner, and a gym were the main attractions outside of a Pokemon Center and a mart. There were a couple houses too. So what happened? Well, believe it or not, we'll get into that in this series, but for now, just know that Mauville City is huge. So huge that I don't think it'd be practical, if that was a word, which it isn't, to cover it in just one video. Hello, Grandma.
I'm the youngest of 4 sisters. Route 110 is down that corridor to the south. It's a unique route where you'll find Cycling Road and the Trick House.
Yes, I know I came from there, but thank you for informing me, I guess? Yeah, we're just going to start by heading straight ahead into the courtyard. There's a lot of people out here, but Pokemon Center is always first. Even in a city that's so big that, like, how am I supposed to structure this? Went ahead and quickly deposited the Zigzagoons into the PC because this lady has some gifts for us. Keldeo. Genesect. And Meloetta. These are all from distributions that were actually done for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to give out the various mythical Pokemon from throughout the generations. So we now have level 100 Keldeo, Genesect, and Meloetta all in Cherish Balls, which is nice. That's actually not a terrible nature for Genesect. They're all level 100, so none of them will obey us until we have every gym badge, but hey. That's okay. Why do you only have 3 moves if you're level 100? No, yeah, I guess they're all starting with their level 1 moves because this is definitely not a level 100 moveset for Keldeo too. Genesect at least has like a passable moveset. Whatever. They're also, Meloetta and Keldeo at least are both holding PP maxes, so I'll take those. We are going to need all 3 of these for things within Mauville City, so I think it would be worthwhile to actually just have them on hand instead of going, like, out of my way to get them later. I don't know. Basically, I'm saying I don't want to have to backtrack while recording these if I can help it. This guy.
My name is Giddy. I have a scintillating story for you. Would you like to hear my story?
No, but sure.
When you see the setting sun, does it make you want to go home?
Kinda, yeah.
Also, I was thinking, what's the bottom of the sea like? Just once, I would so love to go.
Not me.
Also, I was thinking, I brought crayons with 120 colors. Don't you think that's nice?
Yeah, it is.
That's about it, I think. Thank you for listening. To show my appreciation, I'll share my O power with you.
You received an O power. You can now use speed level 1. Speed power level 1. Don't use drugs. Please.
They make Pokemon stronger, increase prize money, and more. They're super useful. You can use them on your friends, too. Being able to help your friends. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
My name's Giddy. I have a scintillating story. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Lying back in the green grass. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah?
Also, I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if we could float away on a cloud of bubbles?
No.
Also, I was thinking, when you write something on a sandy beach, it'll be washed away. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think. Thank you for listening. To show my appreciation, I'll share my O power with you.
You can now use critical power level 1. Speed power is self-explanatory. Critical power increases the critical hit ratio of your lead Pokemon by 1 stage in battle at level 1, 2 at level 2, and 3 at level 3.
O powers are mysterious powers. You can use them from the PSS,
And he already said all this.
well, I'm going home now. If you like, visit me sometime. I live in Mauville Hills. Oh, you might be able to meet my friends here, too.
Giddy is part of a group known as the Old Guys, along with the Hipster, the Bard, the Trader, and the Storyteller. These guys are very, very different in Generation 6 from Generation 3. In the original games, they each had terrible gimmicks that did nothing for you. Giddy would basically do what he does here by asking a series of questions, but he'd have you answer with words from the easy chat system with no reward. The hipster would add phrases to your easy chat system. He adds one phrase each time he's talked to after mixing records. The bard sings songs made up of 6 words or phrases from the easy chat system. Kind of. It's a Game Boy Advance game, and the sounds he can make sound only vaguely like what he's supposedly saying. He's also incapable of saying Celebi for some reason. The trader trades specific items of his for specific items of yours, and the storyteller gives a list of up to 4 stories he knows and asks you to pick one to hear. What old guy appeared in your game was different depending on the last number of your trainer ID, but you could get different ones into your game by mixing records with people, which is not something that exists anymore. Obviously, right now we've only met Giddy, though obviously he's left, but these guys were weird in Generation 3, especially the Bard. There is something deeply unsettling about him. He sounds like the computer singing Daisy Bell, only somehow creepier. So, yeah, that's impressive, honestly, because that's one of the creepiest things ever. Were you surprised by the size of Mauville City? After all, this is the biggest city in Hoenn. Definitely true, and it did not used to be. If you can't make full use of O-Powers, you're not a true ace. I'm using them again and again and leveling up O-Powers and myself. You know what? That's a good point. I should be close at this point to leveling up capture power. So I'll use that a couple times. You don't need to wait to use it. It'll just reset the timer. There we go. I learned capture power level 2. It was all worth it. So that'll be useful in the future. O-Powers especially, I think, are useful. Like, capture power is definitely the one I prefer to use the most out of any of them, so that's the one I'm going to be hard focusing leveling up. Yeah, nice. That's our first leveled up O-Power. Anyway, next up, the Pokemart. We're gonna start with the most generic store in the mall. There's 2 clerks here. First one sells the usual. Hyper Potions, though. That's nice. Super Repels. Hyper Potions are ridiculous. 200 HP at this point in the game. You are out of your mind, man. Maybe don't spend $7,000 right away right now. The second clerk sells TMs. These are some good ones. Okay, so let's go over these. Venoshock does double damage when poisoned, otherwise it's a 60 power special poison type move. Aerial Ace is a 60 power physical flying type move that never misses. Facade is a move that doubles in power if the user is poisoned, burned, or paralyzed. This is an excellent move when paired with Guts, which, yeah, get this and teach it to Swellow, then like pre-paralyze or burn it before a boss fight. It will sweep that boss fight. Low Sweep is a 65 power fighting type move that lowers the target's speed, I'm pretty sure. I'm going off memory for all of these. Charge Beam is a 60 power electric type move that's not 100% accurate, but it increases the special attack stat by 1 stage when it's used. I believe it's a 50% chance of getting that boost. Bulldoze, we already have it on Geodude. It's a 60 power ground type move that lowers the target's speed. Dragon Tail is a 65 power dragon type move that forces the opponent to switch out or ends a wild encounter. And Power Up Punch is a 40 power fighting type move that has a 100% chance of increasing the user's attack stat when used. I'm buying that for a very specific reason. Since it's below 60 power, Power Up Punch gets the boost from Technician. On top of that, Puff can learn it. All of our team members can learn it, but Puff is the one who I really want to know this move. Goodbye, Stun Spore. Goodbye, Stun Spore. It gets the boost from Technician. We get an attack boost every single time we use it to power up our other moves. That is just an insane move for a Pokemon with Technician to get. Honestly, I might teach it to Slate too. My thinking is like, we've used Focus Punch once and it didn't even knock out. Our likelihood of actually being able to use Focus Punch is pretty low. Power-Up Punch makes all of our other moves stronger. Like, I don't think Focus Punch is worth keeping. It was a fun thing to try a few times, but not more than that. No, my O-Power. On top of these guys, there is also this lady. Hey, you. Do you like scary rides? You know, like a roller coaster? No. You're lame. What? Okay, fine. Since we're her BFF now, we get her favorite TM, Skydrop. Skydrop is a move so buggy and situational that it's a wonder they made it a TM again in Generation 6. On the turn this move is selected, the user brings the target to the air, and while in the air, the target can't act, and both they and the user avoid any moves targeting them aside from Gust, Thunder, Twister, Sky Attack, Hurricane, or Smackdown. The next turn, the target is thrown down and takes damage. There's some caveats. Targets that weigh 440.9 pounds or more can't be lifted, and once the target has been lifted, its weight can no longer affect the success of Skydrop, even if a lifted target becomes heavier than the threshold. The move Gravity also cancels the move and brings both Pokemon to the ground. Yeah, they fixed the glitch from Generation 5. In Generation 6 only, there are no glitches associated with this move. It works, it's just bad. And I had to lie and say I liked roller coasters to get it. I don't know. They always seem like scary death traps to me. It's just not something I personally would like to be on. My hometown is Castelia City. It's as big as this city. It is smaller. We obtained a globe for our base. We don't have a base or a secret PC. The world is big, isn't it? You, come to Castelia someday. I've been there. But maybe I'll be there again someday. You might think I'm foreshadowing a Black and White 2 Let's Play, but I'd actually be foreshadowing remaking a Pokemon White Let's Play, because that's one of my least favorite ones that I've made, personally. Mauville City, C Mauville on Route 108, and New Mauville. All of them have Mauville in their names, right? That's because some corporate group held all the legal rights on every one of them. But the group went under, and everything except the name Mauville disappeared into thin air. Yeah, so we're getting some lore on maybe why this place is so huge. Oh, what? I could take out those sparkly ones with just one power-up punch, though. I wish I had that move. What do you mean, those sparkly ones? I'm confused. Whatever. The second floor here is the high-class apartment complex called Mauville Hills. Yeah. Alright, so we have a lot to do. We cannot just be hanging around the courtyard. We're going to start exploring the rest of the city from the north east district. Hello.
I'm the third eldest of 4 sisters. Route 111 is down this corridor to the north. If you want to go to Mount Chimney, you'll need to take this route.
Well, we're not going there yet. This is Hoenn's one and only TV network. TV Mauville. Welcome to TV Mauville. Many TV programs broadcast in the Hoenn region are filmed and edited in the studios here. Feel free to do something. Hey, hello, you over there. Do you know the Hoenn Rangers? Vaguely? You know about them? Really? That puts the heart back in me. I'm realizing now that the poster for the Hoenn Rangers before was like a Power Rangers TV show, but I'm going to continue just thinking they're talking about the Pokemon Ranger spinoffs.
I'll be on TV when I grow up, and I'll talk about wonderful items with Pokemon.
Cool. I should have BuzzNav on. I turned it off for a second, then instantly didn't put it back on. We're here on a field trip. I need the host of Trend Shoot. My mom asked me to get his autograph. Okay, cool. I know that's like a thing in Japan where sometimes field trips do go to TV studios. I never got to experience that. I know there is a TV studio in my city that I've passed before, but I've never gone in or anything. He's saying activate Street Pass. I already did that. Here's the desk where they actually shoot the things on the bottom screen. Yeah, we can host if we want. That means this isn't live TV. This was all shot already. Damn, the illusion is broken. can't sit still. That's all right. I think it's really cool that they put this in here just for the sake of having it. There's no reason this has to be here. It's similar to, like, Pokemon XD does the same thing where they actually have the area, like, where it's shot as a place you can go. And Coliseum does that for one area, but it's not as cool. It's elevator. Authorization error. This is an elevator for Mauville Hills tenants only. Okay, yeah, so we don't own an apartment, so we're not allowed. All right, next. The Battle Institute Hoenn. Howdy there, trainer. Please wait. You're a skilled trainer, ain't ya? No need to say nothing. Just take this here gift. I did not take you for a southerner from your design. It's a verse recorder. You can record battles with friends or battles at facilities. It's a pretty high-tech device. It's a thing that costs tens of thousands, but I don't need any of that in return from you. If word gets around that a strong trainer like you uses a verse recorder, I'll get more customers who want to buy them. That's my plan. Okay. He's the guy who made the verse recorder, I guess. The verse recorder lets us record and share certain battles over the PSS, but it's not really important. We are getting one early by coming in here, though. Even when I make full use of everything I learned, battle tests are still difficult. In Mauville, there are as many as 3 places where your Pokemon can learn moves. If you find a rare Pokemon, you may want to seek out the places. Okay. To take a battle test, you need to be stronger than the champion. Battle tests are taking place in many different regions. That means there are many trainers who are stronger than champions. I'm curious about how strong Hoenn trainers are compared to trainers in other regions. That means this little girl is stronger than the Hoenn League champion. That is something else. This looks identical to the PCs in Generation 5, and it's making me nostalgic. Yeah, we don't have any records, so we can't actually use this. Hello. I will judge your skill at battling with a battle test. What would you like to do? I'd like to try. Oh, you'd like to try? I'm sorry. It's probably still too early for you to try any of the battle tests here. Please come back after you finish your journey and grow stronger. We hope to see you again. Yeah, we can't do anything here. We have to beat the main story in order to actually do a battle test, so we'll come back later. Much later. This, though... Same old battles got you down? Turn it up. Inverse battle stop. Oh boy, here we go. You? Hey you kid. You know about the ability called Mold Breaker? It lets you hit an opponent regardless of its ability. It's a wicked useful ability to have when you just want to let loose on any opponent. And you? The revolutionary inverse-o-matic machine the inventor created can invert type matchups. For example, you know fire-type moves are super effective against grass-type Pokemon, right? Not with the inverse-o-matic. Flip it on and fire-type moves become not very effective against all grass-type Pokemon. Now try to land as many super effective hits as you can. Get lots and lots of points. This is a bug maniac. We have never met one yet at this point. It's very difficult, the shop. It's very difficult. Still can't even manage to remember all the type matchups from normal battles, and now I know some people like that. It's always funny to laugh at them. Oh, a customer. Welcome to the Inverse Battle Shop. What I have to offer here at the Inverse Battle Stop is a positively miraculous form of Pokemon battle. That's right, I call it the Inverse Battle. This precision machine, this envisioned contraption, can use its inversion powers to temporarily invert all type matchups between Pokemon. It's the inverse-o-matic. Super effective becomes not very effective. Not very effective becomes super effective. How about that? You have to admit that it sounds pretty fantastically fun, don't you? Don't you? You might think you've got your head wrapped around it, but when you're actually in the thick of it, it's surprisingly tough. So, how about it? I need to check something real quick before I do this. Okay. Yep, let's try it. Super effective battles becomes not very effective. Not very effective becomes super effective. Proprietor Inver is leading with a coughing. Okay, that's not bad for me. So, inverse battles are exactly what they sound like. For immunities, you're going to want to use moves that a Pokemon would normally be immune to. However, Pokemon with, say, Levitate, like this Coughing, are still going to be immune to a Ground-type move. So, abilities are still taken into account. Power-Up Punch should be super effective, though, because fighting isn't very effective on poison. But that's also 4 times super effective, so that's great. Okay, Puff. I guess Puff can have her debut in a inverse battle. That could be cool. Let's go for Bullet Seed. Powered up by the Miracle Seed and Technician. Look at that damage. Coughing is like a defensively strong Pokemon too, so that's pretty good. Torkoal, that is also going to be weak to Bullet Seed. It is bulky. Well, so is Coughing. They're only level 20. Inver is going to be ranking your performance during this battle. It's decided by subtracting the number of successful, not very effective attacks from the number of super effective attacks you make. He'll give you 3 of your reward if none of your Pokemon faint, but otherwise just 1, and you can battle him once per day. So, yeah. Tailo, another Pokemon weak to grass. He really, like, my team is just grass types. I don't know what he was thinking here. I mean, I guess he didn't know my team is just grass type. We didn't even need to hit 2 times. That is the power of this ability paired with this move, I'm telling you. You've mastered the Inversomatic to such a high level. As the developer, I couldn't be happier. Nice. Very, very nice. You've learned a fair bit about the beauty of inverse battling, hmm? I've got a little something for an opponent like you. Here, take it. We only got 1, but he gave us a citrus berry. That's a great berry. Okay. Yeah, so for a score of 1 to 3, you get a citrus berry. For 4 to 6, you get a super effective damage reducing berry. For 7 to 9, you get a random evolutionary stone or an Everstone, which is lame when Wild Geodude hold these 5% of the time already. And for 10 or more points, you earn a rare candy. Again, or 3. Granted, you need to land 10 super effective hits without ending the battle, not landing a single not very effective hit and not losing any Pokemon for this, but still, that's a sweet deal, especially once a day. Inverse Team will notably be random every time you fight him. His Pokemon all have decent type coverage and held items, and he has at least 2 Pokemon representing every type. He doesn't necessarily make this easy, so yeah. Still though, inverse battles are a neat little thing. They only exist in Generation 6, and it's only Inver who will do them in both X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so yeah, I mean, I'm glad he has a store now where he gets to do them, because in Pokemon X and Y, he literally just lived in a house on some random endgame route, and he was the only inverse battle in the entire game. And I don't even know if you can do inverse battles in multiplayer, but I don't think you can, so yeah, this guy is just an oddity in both Kalos and Hoenn now. Next up is not this. That's the courtyard. It's nice to know the Pokemon Center was right there and I just wasted a revive. You. Learn moves through dance. This is the Move Tutoring Studio Ultimate. We can teach ultimate moves through dance, darling. That's what we do. Okay, so you're supposed to be like, you know. Tell me, darling, shall we teach your lovely little Pokemon some moves? Sure? This is not the guy I had in my notes next. Oops-a-daisy, none of your little Pokemon can learn these ultimate moves. We're pretty exclusive about who we take as students. Talk to the staff if you need to know more. We'll get back to this because we actually were supposed to head here next. I just didn't realize it was right there. Rydell Cycles. Even if you're riding a bike, wild Pokemon could jump you. True? Okay. Nice. In here, this guy. I'm learning about bikes while I work here. If you need advice on how to ride your bike, there are a couple of handbooks in the back. I don't need advice, I'm the Let's Player around here. Well, well, what have we here? A most energetic customer. Me? You may call me Rydell. I'm the owner of this cycle shop. A little on the nose, my parents hated me. Your running shoes. They're awfully filthy. Did you come from far away? A little bit. You're saying you came all the way from Little Root. My goodness, that's ridiculously far. Yeah, also I did run back and forth through Petalburg Woods for at least a combined 10 hours total, so, you know. If you had one of my bikes, you could go anywhere easily while feeling the gentle caress of the wind. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bike. Oh, wait a second. I forgot to tell you that there are two kinds of bikes. There are the Mach bike and the acro bike. Mach bikes are for cyclists who want to feel the wild, blowing wind as they ride. Acro bikes are for those who prefer a technical ride. I'm a real sweetheart, so you can have whichever one you like. Which one will you choose? We're going to be taking the Mach bike for now. The acro bike would allow us to do tricks, which are helpful for navigating certain areas, and the Mach bike goes much faster and allows us to go up muddy slopes like the ones we saw in Granite Cave. So yeah. And of course, we are not saving the game because it is a Let's Play. We are going into our key items pocket immediately and registering it. Also, the TMs aren't automatically sorted by number, and that annoys me, so I'm going to fix that now. In X and Y and Black and White, they are. I don't know why they changed it for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but they did, and I dislike it. Now that we have that registered, we can just hop on, and we can ride the bike whenever we want, but do you want to listen to this music every time? Just walk into a different room and the music will change. All right. Now, we passed a cycling road on the way to Mauville. So let's head back there now. Oh, this is so nice. I can already tell this is going to be so good for going up and, like, down Unova? Hoenn, doing my dailies and picking all my berries and everything. This bike is going to be the nicest thing ever after doing that, like, on foot for the entirety of this Let's Play so far. I'm going to be happy with this. Oh, I should show you, between videos while I was doing dailies, we have a few lumberries. Just a few. The lumberry is one of the best berries. It will heal any status condition automatically, so I just wanted to have, like, a fair number of them, you know? All right. Head on to Cycling Road. Go all out. Cycle to your heart's content. All right. There are a bunch of triathletes that we need to fight here on Cycling Road, but first we need to go over here to fight this lady. My passionate love for my bike has brought me here. You are not riding a bike, but okay. Beauty Melissa. This would have been the psychic who I talked about in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, who was originally teleported to the Sevi Islands with her, or by her Kadabra, who was evolved from an Abra. And this is her before Fire Red and Leaf Green, but you survived a water pulse slate? Well, that didn't last very long. I should have switched you out immediately. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, this would have been Psychic Jacqueline, I believe her name is, in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. She'd have just an Abra, and then you'd find the same lady in the Sevi Islands who claimed she was teleported to the middle of nowhere by her Kadabra, which would have been the Abra evolved from her Abra in this battle. It's kind of depressing that they took her out here, but I guess maybe that happened earlier on in this version of Hoenn, and we were just too late to catch her before she was teleported. Slate grew to level 23. He deserved it, too, for surviving a water pulse. I chose not to switch him out there. And I'm a Nectite. This is used to Mega Evolve Manectric. We do not have a Mega, or like a Keystone yet, but still, nice. Surely Slate will have better luck up on Cycling Road. Surely. Okay, some of these people are not trainers, they're just there to be in the way, which is going to be annoying, trust me. You are going to hate these people if you're trying to do what I'm going to be trying to do, but also I'm not expecting myself to, like, do what I'm trying to do well. Also, for some reason I did not expect Cycling Road to have its own battle background, but that's kind of neat. Yeah, this is another place that's going to be really good for Slate. We're just going to be tearing apart all of the electric types that these people use. He noted that our bicycle is made by Rydell, which is nice. for Rydell. Means word's getting out at least. I'll probably speed this up because there's not going to be much interesting happening in these fights. It's just going to be Slate using Bulldoze against a bunch of electric types. Maybe Manuka will get in on the action because Slate's going to catch up in level, but yeah, that is what you can expect from this. Oh hey, it's the guy from the demo. You should ride it around all over the place. It's good advertising. Yeah, you're right. Seaside parking? Cars are allowed up here? Oh, something I forgot to note. Specifically, the triathlete up here named Benjamin has a 15% chance of giving you an iron after you defeat him in a rematch. Iron, of course, being the item that increases EVs for defense by 10, so that can be good for some Pokemon. Oh, it's this guy. Slate grew to level 24, beating that Voltorb, and wants to learn Self-Destruct. This is a 200 base power move that causes the user to faint, but also will probably defeat the opponent. Goodbye, Smackdown. You were a gimmick move that I taught you because I didn't like Defense Curl or something. Self-Destruct is very important to Geodude. I'll take it, man. Slate is one level from evolving, but I'm going to switch Manuka to the front for now, and we'll have Slate evolve in the next video. Well, not the next video, maybe, but a soon video. Slate will be right back in the front as soon as, like, we're done getting Manuka ahead again. I just want to touch you all over your baby chest. Wanna bury my face in your breast. You're so free, so sexy. And you got me in a trance, so Bowser doesn't stand a chance to save the day. Number of collisions, 12 times. Total time, 1 minute or more. My word, your cycling skills border on terrifying. Most certainly you need much more practice riding. Yeah, so they are recording your time getting through Victory Road on a Mach bike only, as acro bikes are too easy. So yeah, we're gonna have to try that again. I'll tell you more, but I'm going to give this one shot and hope I do not miss my chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo. Oh my god. There's no guy to rate you on this side. You need to go south. That's kind of rude. I'm starting over. I know I can do this after that run. That was crazy. Oh, man. Oh, 2 collisions already. 3. Yeah, I understand now. This is definitely harder going south. 5 collisions, 16.27 seconds. I would consider you a work in progress. I hope you don't forget the sheer pleasure of cycling. Whatever, man. I can do better. You need to really memorize where everybody is, so good luck. Where they are and where they can be, because they move. 3 collisions. That shouldn't have counted. Okay, that didn't. 3 times, 15 seconds, work in progress. Well, whatever. We aren't terrifying anymore, at least. That's good enough for me. There's no reward for clearing this quickly, but it's a fun challenge. There's basically 4 things you can do to lessen your score. So, yeah. There are 4 potential points. You lose a point if the ride takes more than 12.10 seconds, another if the ride takes more than a minute, another if you collide at least once, and another if you collide at least 100 times. This is pretty brutal, especially since that timer keeps running during battles. There's no reward for clearing it quickly, but it's a fun challenge. So, yeah. The best time you can possibly achieve without cheating in the remake is 11.78 seconds. Anyway, back to Mauville City. We've finally gotten a much stronger mode of transportation. We explored at least like a third of what there is to explore in Mauville City right now, and yeah, we went down Cycling Road almost successfully, so I think that's good for now. Next time on Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we are going to begin by exploring the southeastern district of Mauville City and going from there. See you guys then.